Moving tree trunks. Phase 5, backyard tree removal. William Hovey Smith, 2011. Now, I'm mainly known as the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, but we do other things in our backyard too.
I'm Hovey Smith, the backyard sportsman, and this is Backyard Tree Removal Phase 5. Yeah. And now we are working on this main trunk of the tree. Now there's considerable of the trunk still behind me, but what I want to do now is actually detach the trunk from where it is hung up on the base. I've already used this chainsaw and done as much cutting here and here as I dare do without, for fear of binding up the saw under this enormous hunk of wood. So we're going to see if we can use this maul and a wedge to break it finally free and have it fall to the ground, which will free up the other end of the trunk and the two remaining branches so I can cut on them easier. Ultimately, I'm going to burn this stump, but I don't want to burn it with the tree attached. Well, as you see, I've hooked this stump up to the truck, and we're going to see if we can just give a little tug and pull it free. We may or may not be able to. The trunk is hollow, so it's not quite as heavy as it might be, and we pivot it off those two bearing points over there, so it'll be just a rather than trying to tow the whole weight of the trunk. So maybe we can do it with the truck. You're now looking down actually in the trunk of the tree, and it is hollow down there for at least, well, nearly 3 feet, and a lot of dry wood. So ultimately I'm going to set a fire in here, and the reason I didn't do it before is because I did not want to take the risk of getting a fire started in that hollow trunk that might actually last for weeks. If it burns here for a week or so, right where it is in my yard, no big deal. But if this is hauled off in the wood and it keeps a fire in it, well, now that can give us problems. And now we'll see if we can't cut straight down here and drop this remaining limb, as well as take off the other one on that side, and that'll leave just the trunk. We now have a chainsaw that's running and with a sharpened blade on it, and even though it's a smaller saw, we're going to see if we can start tackling on this trunk here. that trunk is cut through, or very, very nearly so. And let's see, maybe just a little bit on the other side that's keeping it from falling. So I think we'll use a wedge on that and finish that one out. Well, a little saw, wow, yeah, little critter. You did good. And the reason it did is because that trunk is hollow, and it only had about yay much to cut at a bite. If that had been full solid trunk, yeah, we would have had to go with a bigger saw. We just used a couple of 5-pound wedges here to go ahead and split this trunk off. So now we have 2 detached pieces. And I may be able to move this section with a truck because it's actually hollow and lighter than this, which still has some good wood in it. So we'll try to tow the big section with the truck now and get it away from the stump so I can start a burn on it. I have my loop actually through the hollow of the trunk, and my objective here is not really necessarily to tow it completely away, but move it about 5 feet away from the trunk there so I can start a burn in it without fear of getting any fire involved in this big hollow trunk. Now that accomplished its immediate aims. So now I can start putting some fire in the stump and do what you good redneck boys have been wanting me to do all along. Burn the stump! Okay, we're going to get it burned now. Well, as you can see, I have finally got that big section of trunk away from the stump. So now we're actually going to start burning it. And you can see how big it is in respect to the truck. Now that is a big hunk of wood, although it's altogether hollow and worthless for about anything except used for a critter shelter. So ultimately I'll find somebody with a tractor to help me drag that out in the woods and just let the critters use it for exactly that. Because for firewood or anything else, no, that's about too far gone.
My current outdoor books are Backyard Deer Hunting, Converting Deer to Dunner for pennies per pound, Crossbow Hunting, Practical Bow Fishing, including an e-book now, and my newest, Extreme Muzzleloading. For more information on my books, blogs, videos, and radio show, Hovey's Outdoor Adventures, go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye and God bless.